Hey DocuWare warriors, picture this. You're happily building a workflow process, everything is going smoothly, bam, you need a piece of data that is locked away within a body of text and you aren't quite sure how to extract it. You try to set up an import template, doesn't work. You try to use IntelliX, doesn't work too. Disaster. Just how are you going to get this piece of data from this document? If that sounds like something you regularly come across, you're not alone. Good news, we have a solution. For you blissfully unaware souls who've never encountered something called regular expressions, let me paint you a picture. Regular expressions are like a Swiss Army knife of text searching. Incredibly powerful, but with so many tools crammed in, you might accidentally open the corkscrew attachment instead of the can opener. I'm here to show you how you can wrestle with these cryptic little creatures in DocuWare. Let's jump in and take a look. First of all, let's take a quick look at what is supported by DocuWare on the Regex side of things. DocuWare supports the ability to search for potential matches and receive Boolean responses. It also supports the ability to go and match the pattern and return the string, which will return a single value. The additional option we have is the Regex.Matches. Now this is incredibly powerful as it allows us to return an array of different values that match our required match code. This allows us to extract multiple pieces of data from an invoice or from a document that potentially match what we're looking for, and then use that data to iterate through, to validate, and to look at the data and the information that is pulled out from our documents. Let's see how that works in real time, and let's jump into the DocuWare system. In my document tray, I have an invoice here from International Steel. If we look on the invoice, we have the VAT number here. We also have the email address here, and we also have the postcode up here. Now I want to extract these three pieces of information without having to set up an import template or without having to use intelligent indexing. I have my invoice here. If I store that invoice away, what we have running in the background is a workflow that runs in the background, receives a token for my system, gets the text shot back from the invoice, and that allows me to then extract all of that information incredibly simply without the need to have a human looking at the document or a human extracting that information manually. This process is incredibly simple to set up within DocuWare. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to jump into a workflow and we're going to set that up ourselves and show how that works as part of our everyday workflow processes. Step one is we need to get the login token. To do that, we call the web service, give it a name, and we call our get text shot web service. If you'd like some information on this web service, either drop it in the comments or drop me an email. I'll leave my address in the description as well, so you're more than welcome to get in touch. In the request, it's going to be a get method. The root we are going to put is DW_token. In the header, I need two components in the header. One is the customer, and two is the authorization to be able to call this token get method for this system. We can provide both of these pieces of information for your customer and for your system. And this is done on a system by system basis, so it's incredibly simple to do. I'm going to copy and paste it in here for this system. Now, if I run a test on this web service, what we will see is I am returned a token for the system that I am using. I need to be able to use this token within the system, so I need to go and create a variable. The variable I'm going to create is I'm going to call token. I go back to my web service, run the request again, and now in the data assign, I can assign the token to my workflow variable token. The next item I need to do is now go and update the text shot. To do this, I run another web service. Now it's the same URL and the same web service as the previous get token call. In the request this time, it's a get method again. This time for the root, I am going to use DocuWare download text shot. In the header this time, I need to add some additional information. I need to add 6 pieces of information here to allow me to run this service successfully. The first is I need the file cabinet GUID of the file cabinet that I would like to run this job on. I can get that information from the workflow system variable under the file cabinet GUID. The next, I need the DW document ID for the document I would like to run this on. Now, if you want to pass a manual doc ID in here, obviously you can. I want to use the index field, and I want to use the doc ID from the document itself. Next item we need is the customer GUID. Now, this is going to be a fixed value based on the customer that the system is running the service for. We can go and get this GUID nice and simply. If we open up our DocuWare system, go to configurations, go to organizational settings, you will see here we have the organizational GUID. If I copy this, I can then paste that back into my workflow to allow me to move forward. The next item we need is the token. And this is going to be from the global variable from the previous step where we set up pulling the token in before. So I'm going to set that up. The second to last item we need is the URL for the DocuWare system. Now this is the suffix of the URL, the prefix of the URL. So this is the starting of the address with the first / in the address. So it would be https youtube.docuware.cloud with a / after the .cloud. And that's obviously always going to be a fixed value. The final option we need is the name of the memo field in DocuWare for us to place the text shot within. Now, to set up a memo field is incredibly simple if you don't know how to. Go back to our configurations page, go to File Cabinets, open up our File Cabinet, Database Fields, and we can create a new field and set it as a memo field. As it is, I already have one set up, so I'm going to go into my existing field. Under More Options, you'll see we have the database column name. It is this name that we need to place into the web service to enable us to be able to run the validations and the data that we need to get. So I'm going to copy that, go back to my workflow, paste that in, and that is everything I need to set up for this web service. We're not going to use any of the data that comes out of it. We are just going to push the values to this memo field to enable us to run the Regex.Match on at a later date. Click OK. Now for the demo, I'm going to look to extract the postcode, the email address, and all of the potential VAT code matches. So to do that, I'm going to need 3 variables. I'm going to call one postcode, a second email address, and the third VAT codes. Now, because the VAT codes, I want to potentially get more than one value from the invoice, I'm going to set this as a keyword field for my match. Next, I'm going to go to All Activities, and I'm going to run an Assign Data Task. and I'm going to fill all 3 of my global variables in this task. The entry type for all 3 is going to be an arithmetic expression, and the arithmetic expression we're going to use is this Regex.Match expression here. So I'm going to copy the code from the DocuWare workflow parser document, go back to my workflow, and in email address, I now want to find the email address using a regular expression. The first thing I need to do is I need to remove the test value example from the document and replace it with my memo field from within DocuWare. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to know what the regex for a valid email address is. Now this is incredibly simple to get. To do it, we're going to go to ChatGPT, and within ChatGPT, we are going to ask it for a regular expression for a valid email address. So I've asked ChatGPT for a valid regex, and ChatGPT is going to return the regular expression to me without me needing to run through this or without me needing to do anything too taxing in terms of getting that regular expression. I'm going to copy the code while ChatGPT finishes off running the examples. I'm going to go back to my workflow and I am going to paste that code in where the existing example code is. I'm going to leave false here on the end because I don't need to make a change there, and click OK. I'm now going to copy the text from within here, go back to my text shot and paste that in there. Now the next would be for a postcode. Now rather than go to ChatGPT and show that again, I'm just going to copy one that I had earlier. I will again put this into the description so we've got it there if we need to. Click OK and save. Now the final option we want to do is we want to get all of the potential matches for the VAT codes from the document. Because this is going to a keyword field, I need to go back to my example document with the parser, and you'll see here instead of Regex.Match, it's Regex.Matches. And that is going to return multiple values. So back into my workflow. Type Regex.Matches, open brackets. I'm going to go and get my text shot field. I then need my regex again. And here's one I made earlier for that. Basically, we're just looking for 9 numbers in a row on the document. And again, comma false, close bracket, and that is now going to look for all of the potential VAT codes on my document. Click OK, connect everything up, and that is it. Incredibly simple to do, 3 steps in a workflow, and we are able to extract advanced data from our documents. If I save and publish this workflow, and now if I go back to my DocuWare system and try to import an invoice again, what we should see is DocuWare now will automatically capture all of that information without me needing to set up any templated jobs. So if I go back into DocuWare, take my invoice, click store, save to the finance system again, and store. If I now go back to my searches, what we will see in DocuWare under the workflow history is all of that information pulled from the document, no import or intelligent indexing jobs needed. Incredibly powerful, and it opens up a whole range of workflow options that you can then run for your business to be able to kind of do whatever you want with these invoices and run validations that were previously not possible without a human jumping in and controlling these processes. Super powerful automation, and if it's something you'd be interested in or something you believe you could see value in, would love to have a chat, would love to talk through how it works, what the options are, talk through the web service, how that works, help you set up some if you want to run a couple of trial imports to see if it would work for yourselves. Please get in touch, drop a message in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are, let me know what else you'd like me to show in DocuWare as possibilities. Thanks so much for watching, really appreciated it. Please do like, please do subscribe. Have a great day. Cheers, bye.